Good morning. It's too early to start sawing, so I thought I would at least draw the lines to put up this tower of solar power.
We've been working on this cabin for the better part of 2 summers. With the structure pretty much complete, it's time to start on the systems that will give us a few creature comforts. We're a good 7 kilometers from the nearest hydro pole, so I've spent hours researching how to set up a safe and reliable solar system.
All right, there's the dry fit. Looks like it should work. Hey, what could go wrong? I've realized that in order to put the panels on here properly, it has to be lying flat. So I've jury-rigged this leg system that I hope will hold it flat enough that we can get them up there. All right, 4 of 6 are on there, and that, I'm gonna have to say, was a struggle. You definitely needed 2 people. I should have filmed some of it, but it is a family channel, so we didn't want any of the swearing. Now it's going back. Kyla figures we have about 12 rows left in its entirety between the ceiling and the walls. Ta-da! Went pretty well. We just have that little bit. Oh my God, Kyla has become obsessed with playing Yahtzee. I can't do anything without having to play Yahtzee first. So I've agreed to play Yahtzee before going back out to the solar project. This morning we finished everything in here. So that's good news. To the untrained eye, it looks fine. But we know where the mistakes are. Look, I left that open. I got my large straight.
I can see that.
Didn't want to move it in case you didn't believe it. Ride that thing.
Video.
Yeehaw! So I thought I'd give you my impressions on this dual access eco-worthy solar panel setup. I'd seen this system online. It's typically on sale for about $16.99 Canadian or $1,600 Canadian. I got the system for $1,100, including the 1,200 watts of bifacial solar panels. So at that price point, we decided to go for it. The packaging was great. Everything was labeled well, and it seems quite heavy duty. Putting it together was quite easy, but I would say that some of the components, for instance, these clips, as well as the nuts and bolts for the base, were not the highest quality. So one of the mounting clips seized up, and they don't sell them individually in Canada, so I'm gonna have to try and either find one that fits or make one. The other thing is, putting the solar panels on was not that easy, because once you attach these actuators, they're closed, and so the whole system is on a big angle. So we ended up taking the actuators off and trying to hold the whole system flat while attaching the panels. What I realized in hindsight is if you had a battery and your charge controller already, you could plug in the electronic controller and force the whole thing to lie flat for you, which would have been super easy. So keep that in mind if you're going to do this. Another thing is this Sunshine sensor. The card says to put it where it is, but the instructions imply that it should go there. It works much better on the northeast corner over there. The wires, of course, are a bit of a jumble, and we'll have to sort that out. But by and large, I would say so far it does follow the sun. And the fact that they're bifacial solar panels means that it will also collect some reflected light from the ground. So we're hoping that the 1200 watts will power our little cabin. It looks pretty high tech. I guess the other thing you have to be able to do is pour 21 bags of concrete to make that stand. But overall, I'm pretty happy with it. This lake has a funny story. I think it was in the 50s. A fellow down at the far end owned all this swampland. And in order to sell it as lakefront, he built a dam and raised the level of the lake, people say, by about 5 feet. So after all that, we are people with electricity in our cabin. Whoop! Are you ready? Light on, light off.
Yeah?
Ready?
Yeah.
Light on, light off. Woo! I even charged my phone in the kitchen rather than having to walk out to the shabunky.
All that way.
So that's pretty good. I feel like we've had some success then. Hot dog.
Lights on.
Oh my God, Kyla's going crazy. I think she figures the best way to test the system is to turn everything on that we have, which so far isn't too much, but ta-da, a refrigerator and an actual light. This is how big is this? 11.5 cubic feet. So it's small, but it's good for up here.
Perfect.
And it's getting cold inside, so that's good. I have never seen anything like these flies right here. They're in a frenzy. We had planned on not coming back up for a couple of weeks because there's a music festival on in town, but Tony across the lake called to say that the lake had gone up and that the dock was floating away, and clearly it is. Holy crazy, these bugs are bad. Holy, must have gone up a foot. So that's a bummer. But such is life. Didn't float away, so I guess that's a bonus. It's a weird morning because it's smoky. The sun is like orange and hazy. We had a glorious time yesterday at the Lac Long Olympics.
Super fun.
Where Kyla excelled, but my team did not.
We came in third.
Yeah, well, we came in fourth. Somebody's got to come last.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was good fun. We're pretty lucky to have met a group of people at the lake who include us in their shenanigans, eh dear?
Yes.
And then we did karaoke.
Yeah. Last Kiss by
Yeah.
Tyler and Dave.
And I do not do karaoke, so that just goes to show you how fun it was. It's come to the point where we are hunting for landscaping wood. You know, you're getting there when that happens.
Look what we found, though.
We bagged us this piece of wood, which is quite interesting.
Beautiful.
It'll make a nice doorstop or something. And so, another day at the Lac.
winds to a close.
Did you say wine?
Winds to a close. We seem to have found a good work-life balance. Whereas last year and the year before we worked 6 or 8 hours a day. Now we're working like 2 or 3 hours a day. Anyway, we decided that this week we're on holidays. So we'll do some work and we'll do some play. And honestly, who can complain?
Who can complain?